live. All right. What's going on, everybody? It's RayD-TCG here, coming at you live with the third episode of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pod Squad. And here I got filling in for RandomCosplayerXD, my friend Caleb. You've seen him on the channel before.
How's it going?
Local ice barrier player, although he's playing a much different deck. But we'll discuss that soon. Man, I gotta say, it's good to be back because I haven't done this podcast in a while. It's been quite a long time. A lot's been going on in my life. You know, work, a former relationship where
Almost got married.
Yeah, almost got married. Let's just say she pretended to like my hobby, but you know, until she didn't. And then anyhow, so we got a lot to cover today. You know, as I've been, you know, haven't done this podcast in quite a while. We've got lots and lots to cover. So first and foremost, tomorrow is the regional in Greenville, and I'm going to be going. This is going to be my first ever regional. Caleb's going to be going too.
It'll be about my fifth regional, I think, maybe sixth.
Yep, I've always wanted to go to regionals before, but something always stopped me. I guess, you know, just I used to be a relatively competitive player, or at least used to have the mindset. But now these days, I kind of just play for fun. You know, winning always comes second for me, and then you know, it's just a game where I want to have fun. I don't want to be hyper competitive, but you know, I at least wanted to experience a regional at least once, and of course, you know, I'll go to more than that. But you know, for being my first one, I hope I do well. But
the regionals are sweaty.
Yeah, they are. From what I've heard, I really don't have any expectations going into it. What about you?
Well, last time I went with the Yummy Primite deck, I scrubbed out, so I'm just hoping I can do better, you know?
Yeah, that's all we can hope for, is to do better the next time.
The goal is always the top, but I think the highest I made was like 61st. So
which isn't bad. I mean, out of what, like 300-400 players? I mean, that's nothing to scoff at.
Yeah, that was playing East with Middlemore.
Yeah, which, yeah, but you're not playing that this time. I don't even know if you still have the deck built.
I do, it's built, yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
Nice.
But
nice.
I'm playing Yummy Primite now, vanilla.
Yeah, Yummy Primite. You showed me how to play that deck. I was amazed it could do so much, even on the opponent's turn.
It's on Master Duel too now.
Yeah, that it is. Speaking of Master Duel, they just came out with the Yummy bundle. I'm planning on building it myself once I get the gems for it.
Yeah, I spent like $20 in chips to buy it.
Oh. Yummy came out in Justice Hunters? That set was about
6 months ago.
6 months ago, and it's still a really good deck. That's amazing.
Yummy best deck.
Yep. Let's see even from last year. I mean, Malice is still good. Maybe not tier 1 anymore, but certainly still good.
Dude, I hate Malice.
I mean, shoot, even after all the hits, man, it feels like that deck's nearly unstoppable unless you have like anti-banish cards, like
artifact lists,
yeah, even in the side deck. There's no guarantee you'll see your side. There's no guarantee you'll see your side deck cards.
There's no guarantee you'll see your main deck cards.
I mean, yeah, you got a point there. I mean, shoot, the games where I needed Molcharmies going second but didn't see them, but then they show up in my hand going first. I'm like,
why
where
are you
were
going
you?
first with Molcharmies? Why didn't you side them out?
Well, I mean, I do if I'm going.
What you're saying, yeah.
Yeah, if I know I'm going second, I side them out for better cards. But you know, those are there because I tend to have bad luck with the die roll.
True, yeah.
So,
I made deck Molcharmies too.
I mean, and in some decks, I mean, they can potentially be combo extenders. Like if you're playing Ryziel, they can be extenders. If
you're playing Yummy, no one's on Fualos. Make Albarrage special cups.
Hey, there we go. Yeah, your deck is an extender.
You should have seen Jake Brown. It was on his turn, right? He was like, "Well, I guess I'm just gonna Fualos to get it out of the way." He ended up drawing like 3 cards on his turn because I was special summoning. So yeah, Fualos it does some stuff.
Yeah, it definitely does. I mean, so do the other Molcharmies. I mean, ironically, one of the duels I lost at this week's locals was actually to Perulia, because Perulia ironically hits my deck harder than Fualos does, because I was able to play through Fualos. In fact, here's a funny story. Wednesday night locals, I went second against our good friend Ryan. In fact, Oh wait, no. I went first, but at any rate, so what I did game two, this was actually very, very luck dependent. So he activated Fualos in response, I think it was to Itelli. And what I did, I had triple tactics talent in hand, and so I was waiting because I had to special summon at least one other time to kind of make some semblance of a board. And fortunately, a lot of my stuff actually, I had a lot of cards that specialed either from hand or the back row. No, I'm not playing Centurion, although I've wanted to build that deck. But getting back to the main point, I mean, so what I did was I triple tactic, looked at his hand, and his hand was two Azamina Debtors, which don't do anything on their own, a Lava Golem, an Imperm, and one Sinful Spoils Trap. So originally I was thinking of taking either the Lava Golem or the Imperm out, but then I realized, wait a minute, if I take the Sinful Spoils Trap out of his hand instead, he won't have anything to use to tribute off of Amazon. Not Amazon. that archetype's old as dirt. But Azamina Debtors, he wouldn't have anything to use with that. And so I was like, you know what, I'm taking a gamble here. If I take that out of his hand and he doesn't draw into a Sinful Spoils card, then I pretty much just win because his hand was pretty bricked up.
Yeah.
And so, hey, that's sometimes what you got to do in this game. You gotta gamble a little bit because that very easily could have gone wrong. He very easily could have drawn into a Sinful Spoils card, and I would have just hard lost. But I decided to take the risk of my stuff getting impermed and lava golemed in the hopes that his hand would be, bricked up still. Turns out I was right. He ended up drawing Molcharmi Fualos for turn, as he revealed to me.
Damn. I remember at a regional, I was playing against what's that water deck that hand loops you?
Oh god,
Atlantean?
I hate that deck. I hate that. It's not the best deck, but man, it's annoying when it goes off.
It's Atlantean Mermail, and I was playing against him, and he had Fualos speed. I was playing Punk Fiendsmith, and I had a triple tack in hand. I waited, and then on the fourth summon, I triple tack, looked at his hand to see
You
if
got
he
the
had to
Nibiru.
do it. He did it, shuffled one back, summoned again, fucking killed him. Just wait.
What did he like? Did he like go first brick and pass to you or something?
No, I hit him with Fualos.
Oh, and so he decided not to.
Yeah, he didn't want to do the challenge.
Yeah, I mean it's a hard challenge to. I mean it's much like the Max C challenge in Master. Although of course the thing I like about the Molcharmies better is they're a lot more balanced. They're more for players who are going second. It kind of gives them a leg up instead of just like. In Master Duel, you can set up a board full of 5 negates, and then they activate Max C the minute the second your turn starts.
Dude, I was playing Master Duel last night, and someone had a Kashtira Unicorn, normal summon Ash Blossom, make Marone. I was like, that's still there.
That used to be a thing in Kashtira in the TCG. I mean, it's still in Master Duel.
I was like, no way, dude. I keep forgetting Barone's a card because I don't play it.
Yeah, I low key miss that card, even though at the same time I'm glad a lot of the generic Omni negates are gone from the game.
Basement Desert is still popping.
It is, although it only does on-field negates. I know, even after I tell Brad that, he still hates that card. Yeah. Hell, he hates all the Fiends.
Generic easy to make Omni negates destroy the game. Well, you sure do like generic easy to make Omni negates.
Well. I mean, I like the ones like these days where most of them have they're either harder to get into or they have you have to be running specific decks in my ABC Punk deck I run a small Therion package, but that's with the caveat that that deck runs machines, and as a matter of fact that it's not just an Omni negate, it's not just a brain dead Omni negate. I actually can use that to extend if I need to, because the ABC pieces, when they're equip cards, and Therion King Regulus does equip from the grave. Of course, you know how that goes. So equip, and if they're equipped spells, they can summon themselves from the back row, which is a great way to play around cards like Fualos.
Perulia, yeah.
Well, they still get a draw off the King Regulus because Regulus summons from hand.
Yeah.
I see what you're saying. I mean, yeah. So, and that's the deck I'm also taking to regional. I'm not going to show anybody my deck list yet because I don't want people, on the off chance that someone watching this sees what I'm playing. I don't want them to have any idea of how to defeat my deck or have any prior knowledge beforehand.
I play Union Fiendsmith on Master Duel.
It's pretty good, isn't it?
I like it. It's very
I like
satisfying.
that. I like that deck a lot too. I've tested it out. I just wouldn't play. I just wouldn't play it in ABC Punk because I don't really like the light block that much in that deck. If I'm not playing, but if I was playing like Union Fiendsmith, that would be fine too because I'm already playing a bunch of lights. I don't care about the light block at that point. And also, you can use Purge, I think. Purge is the one that doesn't lock you out of lights.
Nope, Purge locks you out of Fire, Dark, and Water. Impulse locks you out of Light, Wind, and Earth.
Yep, so I could easily... And that's a deck I'm planning on building pretty soon. I just need to get to the new Union support that came out last year and grab some Purges. I imagine those have fallen down in price as...
They're probably still like $40.
Yeah, I imagine they're still expensive. Those are some pretty broken hand traps.
I have 3 Purge and 3 Marshmallow. And this deck doesn't cost anywhere near when I was playing full powered Snake Eyes, dude. That deck was expensive.
Oh man,
Bonfire at 3.
Don't remind me. I actually never played Snake Eyes. Funny enough,
dude. I paid $90 to get a Bonfire off of you. Now the card's
I remember
like
that.
$2.
It's like $2.
Dude, yeah.
I remember that. That's crazy, man. Like a lot of these cards seeing a fall from grace. I remember I bought some Fiendsmith cards from Colby, the co-host here, and he man, him and I were talking about it because I mean Fiendsmith Engraver probably saw the biggest fall from grace on that.
My
just
uncle,
similar to Bonfire.
I got 2 Fiendsmith Engravers when they were $90 a piece. Then they get reprinted. Now they're worth $2 a piece.
Oh man,
I should have sold them.
Yeah, man, you should have sold them while you have the chance. That's what
they're gonna take Yummy out in the back and shoot it. Like Yummy's going next.
I'm telling you, bro, it always happens. That's why I wait till these decks aren't as meta to start playing them. Like I've almost finished building Fiendsmith Chimera, and that deck was dirt cheap to build because I just simply either waited for the cards to be less expensive or got them as gifts from somebody who was willing to give them.
Well, I like to play meta decks while they're meta because it gives me the best up and coming chance. Like I had Raziel Fiendsmith when that was full power, and I ended up taking Ice Barriers to the regionals. So
yeah.
I think now that I can get a meta deck and it's not as expensive, I think I like to play meta. Or it's just Yummy. Yummy's a fun deck to play. Just all the tag outs, kind of like Ritual.
Yeah, that is except without the annoyance of running Shifter.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I'm so glad that card's limited. I mean, God, I used to hate playing against that card.
Bro, Brad does Blue deck hitting you with D-Shifter every single time.
Yeah. And you never had the called by when you need it.
No. Or you do have the call by and then he has Ghost Spell.
Yeah, or you're going second and you have the called by in hand and you're like, God dang it, I could have stopped this D-Shifter.
Let him D-Shifter on your turn, banish D-Shifter.
Yeah.
See if that works.
Well, yeah, unfortunately, D-Shifter's a lingering effect, so...
Yeah, I know.
Unfortunately, it doesn't quite work like that.
Dude, I remember one time Ryan Stallings D-Shifters me. And I was playing Ice Bears, and I was like, can I chain Gamir Adrian so none of my cards get banished? And we got like this little skerfuffle over it because they were like, no, you can't. And I was like, but I swear someone told me it could. Couldn't do it.
Yeah, because I think the wording is like the...
It affects the player, not the card.
Yep, that's right. Yeah. It affects both players, really.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, theoretically, you can chain that monster to D-Shifter, but it won't have any impact on the game stage.
Yeah, my cards will still get banished.
Exactly. Yeah, because once they leave the field, they get banished.
Yeah.
Via D-Shifter's effect. But I kind of want to go back to Ice Bear because a lot of people on this channel they may not know you as the local Ice Barrier player, but I kind of want to hear your story about how you started with that deck because I remember you telling me that's like your favorite deck of all time.
Yeah. So This was a couple years ago when I was just chilling in my apartment. My mom bought me some gifts for my birthday. She got me 3 structure decks. She got me a Blue Eye structure deck. This is the old one, not the new one. This is before the new Blue Eye support. A Blue Eye structure deck, a Dark World structure deck, and an Ice Barrier structure deck. And so I was like, man, this Ice Barrier stuff looks really cool. I'm gonna play it and try and like see if I could use it. Now this was before the Ice Barrier support even came out. I was trying to play this deck. And really, all it ended on was an Ice Chain Gamir Adrian or Trishula to banish, whatever. Like, that was what you ended on. You know, maybe Adamancipator, Dragite. Like, it was pretty bad. It was pretty bad. Then the new support came out, and I ended up trading Ban and Ulti Chaos Angel for most of the new support. And that was the day we recorded the Ice Barrier video when I popped.
Yeah, you won locals with Ice Barrier because what did they get a new support? They got I know they got
Lancia, Mirror Mage, and Georges.
Yeah, Mirror Mage is such a good card.
Mirror Mage is crazy good. Yeah, Georges is a really good extender.
And a lot of the I think a lot of the Ice Barrier cards on their own are actually kind of miniature floodgates. So you have like
well, some for like most of them, you're gonna need an extra Ice Barrier monster on board. But for the generals, they all have they can apply their effects without another one.
So General Rayo, for example, that's the one I've heard a lot of people say is really I wouldn't say broken, but really tough to go against.
Yeah, General Rayo is every time your opponent would resolve a monster card effect on field, they have to discard a card. There's that. General Wayne. Any spell or trap on your opponent's side of the field that gets sent to the graveyard is banished instead.
Yep, tier players hate that.
Yeah, Georges.
Leaves them in tears.
Georges, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects in the graveyard, but Georges requires another Ice Barrier. It doesn't just do it on its own.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and then of course there's Lancia that gets out these monsters.
Lancia is crazy. I still only have one Lancia after all these years.
Yep, and it's I'd say it's just as powerful as the other Lancia.
Yeah.
Yep, in different ways, of course, but
dude, yeah. Lancia puts a stop to Tenpai, dude.
It does, huh?
Yeah, Ice Barriers cooks Tenpai.
Oh yeah, because they can't attack. One of your monsters says that
they can't attack. Yep. Yeah,
that's, yep, and a fitting name too, might I add.
Then you have Georges. They can't activate cards or effects at grave.
Yeah, that also stops tier decks. Ironically, both are water decks, and one stops the other pretty hard.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I gotta say, people who know me on here, they know like
you're the Dino guy.
Exactly. I haven't played Dinos in a while, but I've been building it. I just need to get a few more cards for it because so many other cards to support the deck have come out, and there's so many different builds, and I want to decide: do I want to go with the new Jirak build, or do I want to
Ryuji?
Yeah, Ryuji is pretty much one card combo for Dinos. And or do I want to go with that one, the one that still pops the babies? And that was I'll tell you what, Ultimate Conductor Tyranno is one of my favorite boss monsters. And a similarity between our decks, I want to note while I'm talking about it, is both of our decks have searchable kaijus.
Yeah.
Yep, you've got Gameciel, the water one. I've got Dogoron, the fire dinosaur one.
Yep, Gameciel, the sea turtle kaiju, Dogoron, the bad flame kaiju.
And in fact, I actually used to run a small kaiju package in there because nothing could be more game determinant than getting rid of a floodgate monster or an opponent's Omni Negate. And
I have kaijus in my side deck for when I play against anything like Pearly, let's say.
Yeah, so, it gets rid of a lot of Towers monsters.
I was playing my Yummy Primite deck against Brad's Pearly Yummy deck, right?
Mm-hmm.
He has 2 Noirs set. Okay? They were placed on the field, 2 Noirs, so double the bounce. So my turn goes by, I Gameciel. He's like, okay. I normal summon Cookie. He doesn't do nothing. I link into Snatchy. He doesn't do nothing. I special another one. He doesn't do nothing. I activate Yummy Surprise. Bounce, 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 bounce. I grab my Kaiju back. Gameciel his other Noir. So I Gameciel, Surprise, Bounce, Gameciel. Got rid of both his Noirs.
Nice. That's definitely the way to do it. Yeah, I used to love getting rid of Towers monsters and Omni Negates with Dogoran. Such a good card, and the fact that it's searchable
Yeah.
in my deck made it even better. Because sometimes I already have full combo in hand.
You just want the backup.
Exactly. Yep, get rid of an shoot. It's even good at getting rid of impen too.
Yeah. Dude, I hate blue.
Yeah, I like the deck. It is annoying to go against, but I like playing it. It's
It says your turn. How about our turn?
Yeah. Normal summon on the opponent's turn.
Dude, I couldn't imagine playing their full powered tier format.
Yeah, it feels like that format feels like such a lifetime ago, even though it's really only 3 years ago that tier format was a thing, like full power tier format.
Yeah.
But I guess moving right along here, my question for you, and this is the same question I asked Colby in the first podcast episode. How do you feel about the format as it stands now? Do you think it's balanced? Do you think it's like, like a couple decks might be too dominant and could use some hits? Or how do you feel about it?
I think this is one of the best formats that I've seen in a long time, particularly because the decks are all so cheap. Like I remember in Snake Eyes format, my deck was like $1,100. The Yummy Prime, I'm playing like a $200 deck, and it performs, So I think that just this format, you have Draco Tail, Canine Vanquish Soul, and Yummy variants, Yummy Mitsu variants. They're all like, as far as Yu-Gi-Oh has been, like pretty inexpensive to buy, So I think right now is a very cost-effective format for everybody.
Yeah, I think I definitely think that's something Konami's done well. This past years, they've made a lot of the really good decks, more accessible, inexpensive for people to get, and that's something I've wanted to see for a while because, as you said, Snake Eyes was just so god dang expensive.
Wanteds were $80 a piece.
Snake Eyes Ashes were.
Dia Bellstar was expensive. Dia Bellstar was like $30 a piece for one of them. The only expensive cards in my deck are 3 Marshmallow and 3 Purge.
Yeah, so you don't. You didn't have to spend an arm and a leg to build your deck, and it's good too. It's a good deck.
Yeah, I like it. I enjoy it. I went undefeated at a Firefly the other day, then I got third at TCS. Lost against Colton in the final round. That was a crazy game. He bricked so hard just to hit me with Fuwalos.
Yeah,
I couldn't kill him.
Yeah, that happens, man. That does happen. But yeah, you seem to be doing really good at locals lately. I need to get back in my groove because I used to win locals quite a bit, or at least get like top 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But I've been kind of more on I've been prioritizing having fun. That's why I was playing Paleos for quite a while. And that deck, while not the best, it is a lot of fun to play, especially if I resolve grass. Then we're really having fun.
That game is yours. For
yeah, pretty much. I see like 3 transaction rollbacks. I see all my power traps in there. And we are.
I'm gonna laugh when you grass, and then all you see are time tearing cards.
Oh my god, that's why I only really run time tearing Morganites, and which is also such a good card because I don't play hand traps in that deck. I don't need to. But resolving grass is so huge because, if I can achieve like a turn 0, and I only play this card in the sideboard. If I can achieve turn 0 Eradicator, then you're pretty much dead.
Anyway, double summon Cupsy, add a spell to hand.
Yeah, hey, that's one way to play around it. But I'm talking like I played against a Draco Tail branded player, and I ripped all their power spells out of their hand. I know it feels evil because sometimes I am, but it was so funny too. Because it worked out so good. Or even better, I just get I get Hope for Escape and roll back in the graveyard, and I just draw a bunch of cards. That's and then just set up my back row so you can't play.
Yeah, Draco Tail is one of those decks where when I play against it, it's like they're hitting me with a chair. When I play it, it's like I'm slapping people with wet napkins.
It does feel that way. I've never personally played the deck, but it feels like that is what it feels like though. I played it against it in Master Duel a lot, and with Max C, man, I don't like that they're able to loop Max C like that. That kind of annoys me. But as far as in in the TCG, I think it's a pretty fair deck.
Yeah,
I don't think it does. It doesn't set up like a board full of Omni negates.
No, just the bounce and a pop is really what it does.
And the traps.
Yeah.
The traps can be countered by Ash and Ghost Spell quite easily.
Yeah.
And I think if I'm not mistaken, DD Crow is actually a good counter to is a good counter to the fusion monster.
Same with Yummy, DD Crow when they try to lollipop.
So, anyways, I guess something else I wanted to ask is the viability of rogue decks. Because I know we both play them here. Of course, I know you're taking a relatively meta one to the regional, but do you think that rogue decks are any more viable than they were 6 months ago when I asked Colby the same question?
I feel like there's going to be some contenders. It just depends on how well you play. Like I heard a lot of people talk about Horus Mitsurugi, which that's one rank 8 engine. Cool Tune, that comes out. I feel like if you set up an RS and your opponent doesn't know how to deal with it, they can't go into any of their synchro plays because RS raises everything up by a level. So
yeah.
So I definitely see some contention for rogue decks.
Yeah, I do too. I used to think that at least when we were in Malice format that there wasn't really any hope for rogue decks. At least not as much as there was. But I feel like
Malice is rogue now.
Yeah, they kind of have become rogue, haven't they? And I think rogue decks have a much better shot this time around.
Heck yeah.
It just really depends on what kind of rogue deck you're playing too, I guess. Don't expect Subterra to be making any waves unless you pair it with like a Mimighoul or something.
I was saying anything Mitsurugi, Mitsurugi Orcus.
I wouldn't consider Mitsurugi rogue by any means.
No, yeah.
But pairing it with an archetype that is either rogue or not in the top tiers of Yu-Gi-Oh, then I think that could potentially make the deck better. Like Ogdoadic. Ogdoadic was not ever considered a tier 1 or tier 2 deck by any means.
But then Mitsurugi came out.
Yeah,
yeah,
it sure did. But it's not as I guess you can say I like Mitsurugi. I know it does a lot, and a lot of people don't like how much it does. But I guess the one thing I can say is at least it's not nearly as generic as Fiendsmith was, because I know people had a problem with Fiendsmith being so generic because of Moon. Yeah. Moon just made every deck full Fiendsmith combo if they could spit out 2 effect monsters on the board.
No, just 2 monsters.
Oh, just 2 monsters? I thought it was effect monsters.
It might be effect. You're right. It might be effect.
Let me actually look now that I've got my computer out. I'm actually kind of curious, but I know people wanted the card banned for that reason.
Moon of the Closed Heaven.
Yeah, because I know a lot of people wanted some hits to Fiendsmith, and they brought back Lacrima.
Yeah, well, that's because they changed the time rules, so Lacrima wasn't an automatic win.
Exactly, and I really didn't mind the deck as much at once. I didn't mind the archetype as much once Moon got banned, but I know people like Brad, they'll hate Fiendsmith till the day they die.
Yeah.
But me, I never hated the archetype. I thought it was too generic, but I thought, like me, I run if I'm already running Fiends or light Fiends in that, for that matter, in one of my decks, then I really never minded using it as long as that was the case. And maybe I'm hindering myself just to make a point, but at the same time, I like to stand on principle. I like to say, if I say, for example, I don't like playing turn skips, and I play like when it was legal anyways, and I played something like
Hot Red Dragon Archie.
Yeah, that card, the King Calamity, called it. Yeah. Then I would be I would be pretty hypocritical in my stance on that. If I said, oh, I don't like this card, and then I play that card, I'd look pretty foolish.
No, you're good.
Or like, for example,
so my first game at the last regional I went to, right? Mm-hmm. I played against Fiendsmith Mitsurugi Primite.
Wow, that's a mouthful.
He ended up beating me with Engraver Beatdown because I bricked 3 draws in a row. He just kept reborning Engraver.
How
And
did you
punching
brick
me.
that much?
Bro, I don't know. On a 42 card deck, yeah, I was bricking. And we ended up getting a double loss. And a judge is sitting right over me. And I'm like, hey, do you want to roll for it? And the judge was like, no, you can't do that. Absolutely do not say that. You will both get banned. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you cannot roll for it. It's a double loss.
Yeah.
I was like,
I gotta say, man, I hate the new time rules. I haven't had a chance to talk about it yet, but I guess now's a more perfect time than any. I absolutely hate the time rules. Like, I get, yeah, you add 5 extra minutes, but
the double loss is brutal, dude.
the double loss, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like, what problem does Konami have with ties? Ties happen. They were a part of the game for many years, and it was never an issue. So I'm wondering what was their logic behind changing the time rules like that?
Yeah, no idea.
When they always stayed, they were always the same for so long. They never, I guess they didn't cause any significant problems, and then they changed it to causing a double loss if neither player wins.
Yeah.
I mean that just doesn't make sense to me.
Well, I guess it's to help put the winners up like more towards the top, because it'll create a lot more people that are going to be in lower standings in the brackets because of the double loss.
Yeah, I can only wonder. Maybe you have a theory behind why they changed the time rules. Because I can't even begin to wonder.
It opened up the card pool, right? Because now you can see we have a lot more cards coming into play. Like, look at Yummy Way. Which Yummy card? The new continuous spell, the one that burns you for 500 and then heals you for 500, burns your opponent for 500, heals you for 500. We have cards like that. Like you said, Speedsmith Lacrima coming back. We have a lot more cards that do little incidental damage to the other players. So I feel like them switching the time rules is just for allowing the card pool to open up more.
Maybe. I mean, in theory that doesn't sound like a bad idea, but
in practice it sucks.
Yeah, in practice it's just absolutely horrendous, and I'm not sure why more people haven't protested this whole thing.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, for me, that's kind of one of the reasons why I was hesitant to get back in the game in the first place, because I just didn't like the idea of a double loss. And if I'm not mistaken, does that count? So say you're in game 3, you have more life points, but you didn't kill your opponent. So does that
double loss?
That just doesn't make sense to me whatsoever.
Yeah, it's kind of brutal.
Yeah, no, I hate those. I hate that rule so much. But I mean, it is what it is for right now. I can voice my frustrations to Konami on that one.
Nobody.
And yeah, and that's about all I could do. I mean, I just kind of have to accept things the way they are, and that's that. But I don't know. It just always confused me as to why they changed the rules that way. I guess now we have some.
You're right. Moons do affect monsters.
Yeah, I told you. I knew
right.
I wasn't crazy.
Dude, 2 monsters for Moon would be crazy getting a mirrored.
Yeah.
Well, you can just Link Spider that away. Bro, Link Spider has saved me so many times.
Yeah. In the Yummy deck, it is so good in that deck. Like, because you need a Link 1 to special summon your desserts from hand, right?
Yeah.
Yep, and that's that'll get you exactly where you need.
Yeah.
I guess the one final thing we'll wrap up with is that again we're going to be going to the regional tomorrow. I'm playing ABC Punk. He's playing Yummy Primite, and I feel like he's going to do better than I do because my deck is very, very rogue. ABC,
don't jinx me like that.
I'm telling you, bro. Like, hey, I don't know, but you never know. I might do pretty good too. You just never know sometimes until you get there, but. Because Punk's a very good archetype.
Punk's really
good. ABC's okay, but
Punk is really good.
Those 2 archetypes I found synergize well.
Do they bridge into each other?
Sort of. It's I'll explain it. I'll explain it to you after the show. But yeah, I just say wish us the best of luck. Wish Guy is gonna be there, so wish him the best of luck. Wish Brad the best of luck. Wish who else is going? I think. Ryan's going to be there too, I think.
Maybe Colton?
Yeah, Colton's going to be there. So, wish us the best. and hopefully we'll top. No guarantees because competition's brutal up there in Greenville. I've played at some of the local shops, and
it's really everywhere.
Really good. But I guess with that, we'll close out the show there. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and if you can, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. We are so close to hitting our milestone of 1K subscribers, and we'll see you guys in the next one. Pass turn.